Hello, welcome to the channel. East Florida Explorer here, and happy Cemetery Sunday. Today, I'm in St. Augustine, Florida, the nation's oldest city, at the San Lorenzo Cemetery, here along Old Moultrie Road. Very old part of St. Augustine here. And this cemetery is a Catholic cemetery. And it's a big one. As you walk into the gates on this side, mainly this whole area is a newer section from the 40s all the way up to the 2000s. I'm gonna head way over there next to Old Moultrie Road, where some graves from the 1800s are, and that's the oldest point of the cemetery. Join me and we'll have a little walk on this Cemetery Sunday. And before I head there, we'll check out the man himself, San Lorenzo. This is a statue of him here, right near the cemetery office. And this cemetery does have quite a few statues around, and it's a very well kept cemetery here in St. Augustine, Florida. And over here now, to the older side of the cemetery, the more exciting side to me. And I'm noticing a lot of these graves are from the 50s. I really want to see what this mausoleum is in the middle. Plus, all these over here, I have no idea what those are. There's no names or dates. They're just all the same little crosses. Maybe it's something to do with the Catholic religion. I'm not too sure. But I'm gonna walk this direction. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch more of those little ones with the crosses. They actually say names and dates on the bottoms of those. I'll head that way in a minute. Actually have some older graves catching my eye here that are kind of mixed into the 50s and 80s. We have Hubert A. Mansui. Probably saying that incorrect, but he passed away August 2nd, 1904, and he was the son. So this must be his family here. Totally worn off. And this one says Mother Fanny Mansui. She died in 1939. Along with Father John, died in 1939 as well. Wow. Yeah, there are quite a few older graves. I think there's some actually graves from the early 1800s over in the far corner. All right, and I think I've actually realized what these are, and I do believe it is something to do with the Catholic religion, because every one of them says it's a sister, and this would be Sister Mary Augustine Curry, born in 1886 and died in 1972. And every one of them says it's a sister of the Catholic Church. Wow. Very, very neat cemetery here. Along the sidewalk here it says the Bishop's Walk. A lot of names. They could be the bishops. The 9th bishop of the Diocese Love, Joy, and Peace, Victor Galleon, in 2011. Wow. Oh, and this is where I think those names on the sidewalk, yeah, the bishops are buried in this building. Wow. So this is a very fancy burial area here. And if you could see, they actually have their pictures on the walls here. And wow, the first one, Bishop Augustine Florida, born in 1805 in France and died June 10th, 1876. He was installed Bishop of St. Augustine in 1870. Wow, that's long ago. Wow, and a lot of them do say 1800s. On this side, there's a whole nother set. And these are a little newer, from the 90s. The left side was the older ones. Wow, very fascinating, cool spot. This is the really nice side of the cemetery too. This corner looks like the original part, or the first part, with all the very old graves here. I'm gonna tour this side mainly. Just a couple things right here are catching my eye. Like this neat tombstone. Huff, Andrew Joseph. And he died in 1946. Rest in peace. Some nice artwork in his marble grave there. His headstone. And some other old ones. Joseph A. DeLarge, 1880 to 19. So he was never buried here. And at the bottom it says, think it out before you speak it out. Very cool. This should be his wife, I believe, then. Selma M. DeLarge. She died in 1944. God defends the night. And right behind them, this cool monument. Definitely a big one for the Martin family. Rest in peace. And there's a lot of interesting last names here too that seem familiar to a lot of the areas of Flagler, Volusia County, some in Putnam. So this whole area of Florida, there's a lot of the same last names that are the older names, like this, Passetti. And it seems like a big family area. Another Passetti. Pamphilia, wife of B.J. Passetti, 1834 to 1919. Getting ahead of myself. But I did a video on that in Ponce Inlet of the Posetti Cemetery. The first family that was actually there and settled that land. So it's fascinating that there's Posettis up here too. In North Florida, Bartola J. Posetti, a private in the CSA, October 31st. Wow, I could walk around this cemetery all Sunday. Look at this raised grave here. And there is a headstone on top of it. Mother Mary Louise, wife of A.B. Pomar, and she died in 1897, 49 years old. That's definitely an older grave there. Wow, so many's catching my eye. Nicholas Ruggiero, born 1816, and he fell asleep in 1897. Little Maud, daughter of L.A. and M.B. Collet, and she died in 1886 at 10 months old. And right next to her is Gracie M. And it could be daughter of L.A. and M.B. Collet as well. Born 1888 and died in 1889. Wow. Such an older grave here. This could be the mother right here. Mary Collet passed away in 1895 with this bigger monument style grave in the middle of the family plot. Let's see what these bigger ones here on this side. Oh wow, they're so cool looking. The age of this: Lissy, wife of Alexander Solania, born 1856 and died in 1883. May she rest in peace. In St. Augustine. And some more of this family here, the Masters, James Leo Masters, and he died in 1896. But it's a whole family: John Masters, Annie, the whole family here. Like I said, it's a name of a street down the road, so they probably did a lot in the area. Wow, there's such old looking tombstones here right along the little cemetery road. They're so thin, seem so brittle. Antonia Andrew, and she passed away in 1897. And also, I meant to mention, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but there's a lot of Spanish names here. That's because St. Augustine was mainly a Spanish town. The fort and everything built by the Spanish. So a lot of names are from Spain. Domingo, I could be saying that wrong, but Hernandez. Oh, he was in the CSA though, that's Confederate. 1816 to 1896. getting myself lost in this old big cemetery here. It's a very shady cemetery. Nice big trees everywhere. Oh, this one's taken over. It's kind of starting to fall apart a little. Oh, another of the Pomar. This name is very, there's a lot of people in this cemetery with this last name. W.M. Pomar. Born in 1830 and died in 1892. Wow. That's just so long ago. Some 1911 graves. 1907. Oh, this one's very... That's neat. Sad, but also interesting, you know? As if this was a huge tree. It's been chopped, but it took the headstone with it as time went on. Mother Mary R. Passetti, born February 15th and died December 18th, 1890 something. I'm trying not to pass anything that is really neat looking out here. And this name caught my eye. Mickler. Seems like a familiar name. Charles Mickler. Passed away in 1922. Yeah, but older, very older looking style grave. But over here is something also. This was erected in memory of the Menorcans from St. Augustine who served honorably during the war between the states, dedicated to the 10 Confederate soldiers buried in unmarked graves in San Lorenzo Cemetery. Wow. So there are some unmarked graves here from the Civil War. This is a beautiful spot over here. The Spanish moss and the oak trees. The sun kind of glistening through the moss. Joseph Sanchez, 1846 to 1932. Gone, but not forgotten. Coming up on some of these really fancy mausoleums here, buildings. No, I think that says Andreu. And at the bottom here it says 1917. You can imagine that this was built in 1917 here at this cemetery. There's this, maybe a picture of him. Definitely can't see inside. Oh, With the camera, I can slightly see in. Ooh, it's freaking creepy in there. And there's a couple of these mausoleums here and there. Fancier areas. Lots of the same names though. I keep running into Pacetti Masters right here. $1913. Oh, cool. And the old plate to his raised grave. Whoa, what is this? Oh, okay, it's just a picture of Jesus, I'd say. Probably wrong. But look how the top, see how this piece is coming off underneath? It's old brick. Oh wow. And BA Masters from 1915 mausoleum. It's really fancy work on the columns. Let's see. Can't see much. See that stained glass back there? Wow, some really cool ones over here. McNally. And then over behind me, this one definitely caught my eye. Rolliston, McCain and Dunn. Big family there. And then a whole bunch of these. And some of them say sister, some of them say mother. It's part of the Catholic Church here. Back on this side of this this building. I guess I should start wrapping it up. I feel like I've been here forever, but if you see, it goes so far. So far. Such a big, grand cemetery. Well, thanks for joining me here at the San Lorenzo Cemetery in St. Augustine, Florida. I'll see you guys next time.